Hi everybody, Mr. Place here. We are going to do a After Effects project B green screen. So I'm going to provide you with two clips. One is Amy in front of the green screen and a JPEG of a room. And we're going to key out the green so it'll simulate that Amy is actually standing in the room. So here we go. We're going to go to Video Production, Handout folder, second semester, whatever class you're in. I'm going to try the VP20S period 1 and 5. I'm going to go into After Effects. I'm going to right click on the B green screen. I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go to my desktop into my master folder. After Effects, for After Effects, you have to make that folder before you start this program, project. But you have already made that because this is the second After Effects project we're doing. We are going to paste those items in here so they will appear on our computer. Okay. Next step is we are going to go to After Effects, open it up, wait for the welcome screen to pop open. The important thing is we're going to have to do this properly. Don't rush through this because if you do, you might be in a little bit of trouble at the end. It won't be in the right dimensions or something. Okay, so we're going to hit New Project, Composition, New Composition, and here's where you have to spend a couple of seconds. Comp 1, we can leave it as that right now. Ensure that the preset is HDTV 1080 29.97 frames per second. Again, that's width 1920, height 1080, frame rate 29.97, that's a standard. And the only thing that we have to change and make sure that we do is the duration. Okay, so what we want to know is the first one is hours, the second group of zeros is minutes, then seconds, and then frames. So we're going to have 10 seconds right here, and we're going to go OK. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the background and the foreground. Okay, and where we go? We're going to go to B green screen, and we're going to bring in the background. I'm going to hit Shift and the foreground. I'm going to go OK. These now appear right here in my project bin. What I want to do is I want to deselect by clicking anywhere in the gray. Otherwise, you bring both over. I just want to bring my background over. And look at this, 1920 by 1080. So that picture that I found on the internet was exactly 1920 by 1080. It fit right to the pixel. Our foreground, when we bring it in, it says Amy. It's also 1920 by 1080 when we took the footage in front of the green screen. And right away, you know there's a problem. Number one, she's facing the wrong way. She's not standing up. She's going to fall down if we paste her in there. And she's a little bit too big. So a couple of things that I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to make her smaller just by hitting S on the keyboard. Watch what happens when I hit S. Click. Okay, now I can scale her down. And I'm going to hit R on the keyboard. Watch what happens here. R, rotation. So now I can put her basically anywhere I want. I'm going to put her on the ground right here. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to look, and the big problem is there's this blue paper behind the green screen that we captured, and then there's a white bar right here. So what we want to do is we want to create a mask. The way we do that is we ensure that foreground is selected. We're going to hit the pen tool, click, and all we do is we create a mask. Here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, click, 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 and one more click to get rid of everything that's outside that. That's creating a mask. Now what we want to do is we just want Amy in there, so we want to key out this green right here. How do we do that? Well, we're going to ensure that we're on foreground. We're going to go to Effect, Keying. So Effect, Keying, and we're going to go to Keylight 1.2. That's Keylight 1.2. When we do that, we can now go over to the screen color, and there's a little eyedropper here. We just click on the eyedropper, and it's as simple as click, boom, gone. Most of it's gone, but if you have a little look right here, let's have a peek here. You can see that there's a lot of garbage that's been left in here. Okay, and that's part of the screen that was keyed out. It didn't key everything out. So what I use is I go to Effect, Matte Choker. Watch what happens to all the black around her, all the garbage and noise. It just disappears. Boom. Excellent. So now we can put her wherever we want. I'm pretty happy with this. If I hit play, you're going to hear Mr. Place talking. You're going to get an extra point if you click on where it says foreground. There's a little speaker right over here. If you turn that off, By clicking on it, you'll get an extra point in this project. It's looking good. I'm ready to export this. When I want to export, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to save the project file, and I'm going to call it normal naming convention. So that's my name, VP 20S or 30S, and I'm going to go S2 2019, and it's called green screen. Green screen. Good. I'm going to save that in my folder on the desktop. Mr. Place, After Effects, green screen. So that is my project file. I've just saved it. Now what I want to do is I want to collapse all this down into one layer, these two. So the other project file, if someone double clicks on it, it'll open After Effects. What I want to do is I want to collapse this down into an MP4 or an MOV. In After Effects, we're going to use an MOV. So here we go. File, Export, Add to Render Queue. So that's File, Export, Add to Render Queue. Now this new part opens up on the bottom. It kind of gets rid of my comp of my timeline right here, and it shows me a couple of things that I can change. The ones that I want to change is a lossless. I want to actually click on the word lossless. It's blue, and I want to change whatever it is in there to QuickTime. So if it's already QuickTime, great. All you have to do is go OK. The second blue says output 2, and it should say comp number 1. If it says something else, that's fine. But as long as you click on the blue word, click, here's where it prompts you to go to your desktop, master folder, video or After Effects, green screen. And again, we want to call it normal naming conventions. So your name, VP 20S, S2 2019, green screen. Boom. Okay, so we do two more things here. We save it. And the last thing we do is we have to go over here and we have to hit render. Once we do that, you can see that it's at about 10% now. It's moving through. It's not very quick because it has to do a lot of things right here. We've put two effects on it and it has to export. So it is now exporting to your master folder, and it's an MOV. So it's a .mov, and the great thing is you can bring this into Premiere Pro, and Premiere Pro understands MOVs, so fantastic. You're able to add this to your comp. So After Effects is a really good program for you guys to use when you're working on your movies, if you want to do green screening or other special effects. It gives somebody else a job too, right? So one person can be working on the edit, one person can be doing some green screen comps and things like that. All done. Good. We can minimize this. All we have to do to make sure that we hand this in is we're going to copy the purple AEP file, that's the After Effects, and we're going to look for our MOV, which is right here, that's our export. I'm going to hit Shift to multi-select. I'm going to copy these two items, and I'm just going to go to Massey TV, Groups, Video Production, and in folder, Semester 2, whatever class you're in, I'm going to do VP20S, period 1, After Effects, green screen, right click, paste two items. Excellent. So now you've handed that in for marking. Fantastic. Way to go, guys. I will chat to you guys soon. Play so.